What's up, y'all? Zhoxius here with a new report from Mario Nuffall. U.S. births drop as more women say it's kids hard pass. American women are hitting the brakes on baby making, driving the birth rate to a record low of around 1.6 kids each, way below the 2.1 needed to keep the population steady without shrinking. Which means they're gonna have more immigration because they don't want the population to start sinking. Because as we know, there's always been a domesticated threat in the United States towards other countries and Cold War towards Russia and China, at least in this current modern era. Experts say women have way more freedom, better jobs, and cooler travel plans, so having kids just isn't the automatic next step it used to be. Some politicians are freaking out, warning about empty schools, worker shortages, and social security going bust, while folks like Elon Musk keep tweeting about civilization collapsing. If people don't have 3 kids, it is what it is. But plenty of people say they'd rather skip diapers and daycare bills and don't appreciate leaders acting like their uteruses are national infrastructure. And here we have 2 pictures. I'm 30, I'm not married, I have no kids, and that's okay. Age 37, never married, no kids. I think one of the biggest problems that's going on is we've seen that women are becoming more and more social, and there's nothing wrong with that to an extent, but here's the problem. Women are becoming more and more social on social media and all this shit, and they love this shit. They love talking, they love gossiping, they love the drama. And I like watching it too sometimes. But when women see other men treating their spouse completely different or in a higher regard or in a higher respect, a higher level, these women then reflect on their relationship and their relationship, and they say, you know what? Why can't I have that? Why isn't my husband like that? Why aren't you, my spouse, moving like this? And they bring up these conversations to the husband. And the husband, in most cases, like me, for example, I just want to chill and play video games, have kids, play with them when they're young, make love to my wife, take her on fancy dates, take her on vacation, make money and grind. But we get into politics, and this is the big divide. We get into the LGBTQ propaganda and all that shit, bro. We don't need to talk about that shit all the fucking time. They have their whole month dedicated to them. We're a progressive society. That's government talks. Leave the politics out of this. Out of this. But these women feel strong and they like their opinion validated, so they'll keep bringing it up. They'll bring it up. They'll bring it up. They'll bring it up. They'll bring it up. And then we have the trans debate and all this next level shit. It keeps popping up, popping up, and popping up, and popping up. This is what I mean, bro. This is what I mean. The fall of Rome, the fall of great empires, was because there's so much freedom that it led to ideologies being built around these people, and these people in the industries, money, finances, capitalization, capitalism, everything started collapsing around it. And we see this with the game industry. We see this with the movies. Snow White, well, I think she was black or like brown skin or whatever the fuck it was. I'm looking at this shit like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are we taking these IPs that are known to be white people and putting DEI on top of that to get more views? Is that what it's about? To capitalize on the damaged hearts of African Americans and colored people and say, "Hey, look, you're represented. Come watch the movie." That's how low. That's how low and degrading movies have gotten. They think that we care about having a black Snow White. I care about a good movie that teaches morals, ethics, and values, not about color and racism and gender and all that next level shit, bro. I don't care about that shit, and many people out there don't really care about that shit either. Many people like me are just neutral. We don't hate people, we're not against it, we're just neutral. But when you keep asking me to come to your side, and then you pull me to your side, and then you pull me deeper into the LGBTQ, bro, I seen on Twitter, there's a whole argument within the LGBTQ space. It's like, yo, the LGB is trying to divorce from the Q from the other half. They're trying to divorce from it. They're saying that, the LGB is a sexual preferences, and then everything else is like mental. Everything else is mental. Now, I'm not saying it's mental illness, but they're saying it's mental, like the brain, like you overthinking too much into this shit. And bro, half of these niggas is not getting laid. Half of these bitches are not getting laid. Sorry for my language, bro. I'm a little bit hood. It is what it is. But I've been looking at this shit, bro, and I'm like, bro, it's one thing to find love, and finding love nowadays is disgusting because we have so much loneliness, we have so much social inadequate, social economic values have deteriorated from so far, and men have fallen off the earth. Men testosterone is 50% down from the last generation. It just keeps falling off the earth. Men are getting more and more feminine. Instead of holding our ground and being leaders of our family, we fall back, we fall back, and we fall back, and we fall back. And most people, what they fall back to is religion. They fall back to religion and they say, well, we're a God loving family. We'll leave it to God. We'll leave it to God. But too many of those people are forming, and it's not enough leaders. And you need to fall behind leaders as well. You can't just say, I'm going to leave it to God all the time, bro. You can't say that shit, bro, because that's how civilizations collapse. Bro, we see it with the movies. I made my point. We see it with game industries, a whole bunch of layoffs. I made a video about it. Microsoft laid off 9,000 people, closed off a whole bunch of studios. In Halo, a game about aliens and monsters and shit like that, they started introducing LGBTQ flags and armor and shit. They're out of ideas, bro. They're out of ideas, and the go-to scapegoat is LGBTQ. That's the go-to scapegoat for these companies, bro. They don't have nothing else to do. They don't know what the fuck's going on, so they're just rebooting shows left and right and trying to milk the shit. They're just trying to milk the shit. Quality over quantity, bro. Quality over quantity. And you're not seeing that anywhere over here. It'd be weird as fuck if in Avatar, Avatar the movie, but I mean like billions of dollars, the blue skin movie, if that movie just had random LGBTQ flags and shit. They're about aliens and fucking monsters and like human invasion and planetary resources and shit. Why the fuck is that being introduced? This is the shit that I'm talking about, bro. This is the shit I'm talking about. Most of these women are not entertained by niggas because they say, I'm gonna leave it to God, and then they be quiet, and then they resort to drugs and drinking, and they don't tell their wife, they don't explain to their wife they have failed communication skills, they don't know how to de-escalate situations, they don't know how to read the room, they're embarrassing to be with. All this next level shit keeps building up. And then here's the other thing, the financial strain. We in a generation of AI, bro. There's a study that came out, and it was like, bro, the unemployment rate for new grads has reached like 6.8% or 6.2% compared to the normal the real unemployment rate, which is like 4.8%. Imagine graduating and they're using AI to eliminate entry-level jobs. So how the fuck you gonna get your experience? How the fuck you gonna move up in life? This is what I'm talking about, bro. We in that fucked up generation where capitalism is trying to say, hey man, figure it out on your own. You have a family, do it up, bro. Do it up. And you can see a lot of people with degrees working stupid ass jobs. There's a guy with a mechanical engineering job. He couldn't find a job. He's working as a pool boy. We have lost human resources across the board for the sake of productivity. The sacrifice just isn't worth it sometimes, bro. We need real people, real ideas, real people to get thinking. But AI is doing too much, bro. AI is doing too much of that thinking. And these companies are going to start to disalign with a lot of people's values and morals and shit and say, hey, we're here to deliver a product in capitalism and maximize profits. Rogers recently laid off 1,000 people, 1,000 call center agents, and they were all being recorded and trained for AI. AI was recording and they're learning off the agents. Laid off 1,000 people. Rogers said, hey, thank you for the work. Goodbye. Where are we gonna go, bro? Back to trades? Is that what you think this life is about? Back to trades? Everyone goes back to trucking. Everyone goes back to carpentry. Everyone goes back to construction. We only need so many houses, bro. As you can see in this fucking article, people are having less kids, which means less families, which means less need for housing, bro. Less need for housing. Unless they do mass immigration, and then we can resort to fucking problems with other people, religions, and all this next level shit, world domination shit. Bruh. This shit not looking good. This shit not looking good, and I hope there's a future out there where we can all align with ourselves and say, you know what? It's okay to save money with AI, but we need to hire people because we need to hire people. And we see this epidemic happening in China. Asmongold made a video about it with the homeless streamers and shit, bro. People just signing up for streaming because they had nothing else to do. They're not getting jobs. They're not getting paid. Nothing, whatever it is. They're just trying to be streamers out here, bro. Streamers, content creation, independent, self-employed. And that's what I'm banking on too, bro. I'm banking on this shit working for me too, bro. Peace out.